Roger Federer was a master of knowing when to attack and when to play it cool. Today, we're uncovering one of the clear signals that gave Roger Federer the green light to slip into attack mode. What's up team, Coach Joshua here, TennisTactics.com. Watching this point, do you know what clear signals tell Roger he should attack this ball? I'm going to show you something from my unique tennis tactics system, where I have cataloged and coded hundreds of tennis patterns and plays to help you win more matches. Today we're looking at tactic 11640, so let's draw it out. But first, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more tennis tactics. So we're looking at a serving tactic and the signals that we're getting from our opponent that tell us to run this play. So in this play, you are the server on the deuce side. You serve wide, which goes to a righty's forehand and pulls them to the edge of the court. And in this sequence, you see your opponent return shorter and on the deuce side, but still in the middle of the court. And from here, you move in and rip this shot straight ahead of you deep into your opponent's court. And that's the play. It's a spread on the deuce side that relies on your ability to recognize the opportunity and control the level of aggression you bring out. Let's watch Federer run it, and let's look at some of the things he does that make this very effective. First, he reads one of the clear signals, the return lands short. Amateurs always make one of two mistakes when it comes to this ball. On one hand, they go way too hard and they miss ball three because they're being way too aggressive. On the other hand, some players choose not to attack this ball. Way too often players see this ball and do not do enough with it to capitalize on the opportunity they've been given. They just kind of get it back in play. But if this kind of ball is a strong signal to attack, how do we run this without being overly aggressive? Again, Roger gives us a perfect example that lets us highlight some important tips. And if you found this video helpful so far, subscribe so I can bring you more plays like this. First of all, notice how he gets his feet inside the baseline and catches this ball on the rise. This is absolutely critical because by being closer to the net, you're taking additional time away from the opponent without hitting harder. The second thing to note is he lets his momentum carry him through the contact point of the shot, and he continues moving forward in the court. Roger knows that when the ball lands short, it's a signal that the point's about to end. So he embraces it and he's willing to move forward. You can see his path is continuous, flowing from the baseline up to the net in one smooth motion. He hits through the approach shot and flows to the middle of the court to cover the volley before chasing down this overhead. The third thing I want to point out is notice the line of his approach shot, and this is key. Notice he hits straight ahead of where he is on the court, and the ball follows a line that passes the baseline before it passes the sideline. This is a critical reminder for most players. When you're hitting an approach shot, most of the time hitting straight ahead of you is enough. No need to hit an angle that pulls your opponent off the court as well. That might be too ambitious. If you try to hit an angle wide from this position, there's a really high chance you're going to miss this ball. We don't want that. So let's analyze just how effective this play is compared to some others. Remember, we want to evaluate tactics in terms of how risky they are to execute and how much damage they do to our opponent. I'd give this one a risk rating of medium, and that's not because it's a bad decision, it's just because we are attacking. Whenever you're attacking, you're taking some risk that goes along with it. So you're probably trying to hit this approach shot about a 7 or 8 out of 10 power level. That brings some more risk into this play than just trying to get the ball into the court. But it's not a bad time to take the risk. Also, if you can't quite get your feet set, dialing that power level down is not a bad idea, because power alone is not what's offensive here. Also, our position is offensive. You're on the move and you're taking ground away from your opponent. Now this flowy transition can be a tough thing to pull off, so if you haven't practiced this a lot yet, run it in practice before you take it to a match. But this is great aggressive court position. And speaking of aggression, I'd say this is a highly aggressive play that takes advantage of a good opportunity. One thing that separates higher level players from the rest is that they are willing to take the opportunities that come and attack the ball. Keep in mind that this shorter ball gives us an opportunity to attack and swing hard, so we're adding power to it, which makes it aggressive. And also, we're moving into the court. We're taking time and space away from our opponent. That's also something that makes this a very aggressive play. So this play is especially useful when your opponent gives you short returns, when you feel really confident in your forehand, and you liked that transition to the net. So make sure you slip this tactic in once in a while to stay sharp at the net. If you want to learn more tennis tactics, I'll be dropping a ton of free content here on YouTube. So go ahead, like this video, subscribe to my channel, maybe ring the bell. I'll be dropping video lessons from my tactics library at least once a week, and you don't want to miss them. And if you want even more tennis tactics, head on over to my website, TennisTactics.com, and sign up for my newsletter to stay in touch. Until then, hit your targets. We'll talk soon.